Hey guys, BMI here today with another tier list update, this time for CP02, the Idolmaster collaboration set. So this is going to be a relatively short expansion. It only lasts for about a month and a bit because BPO7 is coming out quicker than we expected. So if you are unfortunate enough to have your BCS qualifiers during this time period, you are going to have to deal with this 2-deck meta, which is Kuon Idolmaster and Dimension Shift. So if you don't know what Kuon Idolmaster does, basically it's an aggro mid-range deck. You want to curve out your followers very early in the game. Your opponent doesn't ask them, you can buff them. Your opponent can test with other followers, you can clear them with removal. If your followers get removed, you can kind of flood your board repeatedly with cards like Uzuki Shimomura, which when it evolves, it can search the deck for either Rin Shibuya or Mia Honda. And then it also costs 2 less play points to play that turn, so you can immediately flood the board and aggress upon your opponent. Also, it does have the top end with cards like Fumika Sagasawa, so that will allow you to flood the board instantly, even after they've cleared it. So it's one of those decks that kind of just keeps running its face against the wall until eventually it kind of kills you. And this is quite effective against pretty much all the meta decks of the format, except Kuon. So the main reason why Kuon is also tier 1 is because unlike the other decks, when you spend your play points removing the enemy followers from call, that's completely fine, because you're also building up towards your own win condition of Kuon and Dshift. So unlike every other deck that has to give up its own win con in order to survive, this deck is surviving while achieving its win condition, which is why it's uniquely positioned as a tier 1 deck in this format. So in the tier 2, to be honest, most of these tier 2 decks, apart from Silence and Passion, I'm not sure if they're actually tier 2 or if they're tier 3. However, Silence Abyss, I do think, has great potential. So the main reason behind that is because they got a very powerful new 2-cost spell. So it's called Whispers of a Dream. So you can kind of think of this as your 6th copy of Surefire Bullet. Essentially what you do is you select any follower that costs 3 play points or less on the field, destroy it, and then you bury a card from the top of your deck. So it also does your necro charge for you as well. And so this means early aggression does get kind of shut down by this deck. And then also you're running the new card, so Ranko Kanzaki. So this card's insane, by the way. So forget about the lesson effect. Basically, when you get played, you do 2 damage to an enemy follower on the field, but when you evolve it for 1 play point, what it does is you basically search the top 4 cards of your deck and put one of them into your Xeros, for example, Gensetsu, right? And then the rest you put into your cemetery. So that can be your Israfils and your Azazels, and then you bring them back with Death's Breath. So this deck, I think, definitely has a lot of potential. It got one of the bigger buffs from the CP02, so definitely check that out. If you don't want to play Dimension Shift and Kuon Idolmaster, but to be honest, I still think the top 2 decks are by far the top 2 decks. Passion Idolmaster, so this is another mid-range deck, but I think it's a little bit less aggressive. It's got more of a top-end curve. So for example, it's got cards that are 9/9, refresh every fall on the field. So I think it just aims to kind of control the board and eventually drop its boss monsters to finish the game off. Okay, so next deck is New Generations Idolmaster. So these are all meme decks, by the way. They're not particularly viable, but they are fun to play. So New Generations, basically, it runs all 3 of the types, so Cool, Passion, and Cute. And when you have all 3 of them in their grave, you can discount your boss monster, which is a 5/5 Storm Bane Ward off the top of my head. So this deck is a fun deck. I mean, if you want to have fun or you like the characters. Combo Idolmaster, so this is the Anastasia deck. So Anastasia, basically a 5-cost, it recovers play points. When you played 5 cards, you can buff your entire board. So this deck, it aims basically to play to combo, and then also you drop a lot of them, they're all 1-cost followers, and then you kind of go from there. So if you enjoy that type of playstyle. And then Cute, so this one is basically probably the control deck of the format, like in terms of for Idolmaster. So basically it runs a lot of removal, and then basically it even runs ramp, to be honest. But the main thing is basically you ramp up, you clear the opponent's board, and then you kind of drop your huge value drops, and then you pray it's enough. You also have this combo with this card, so first of all, it can discard a card to do 5 damage, but also you can evolve it, and it's got this effect where you can play any card in EX area and deal damage to your own leader, but you play it for 0 play points, which combos with Chitose Kurosaki, so you don't take damage to your leader on that turn. So you can play 1 big follower for free. I'm not sure it's particularly consistent or good, but definitely should be fun. So Control Haven, I don't have deck list for this, but it's basically using your banish card from the amulet. So it's like a 3 play point card. You banish a follower with like 4 defense or less, and then you just leave it on the field. And then anytime you want to, on your turn, you can pay 5 play points to banish another follower on the field. So yeah, this deck I think has some level of potential. It's going to be really annoying to play against. I think it's not going to kind of shake the meta, but if you do enjoy kind of terrorizing opponent, then that is always an option. And then apart from that, all the other decks are pretty much the same as they were in the previous expansion. They didn't really get anything new. I think they should still be playable, but you're going to have a tough time against Kuon and Core Idolmaster in this expansion. So that is basically it for the tier list. If you do want to support us, you can always like and subscribe to the channel. And also we have the Patreon. So once again, thank you to our supporters, Rockstar, Siege, Avolta, Mobe the King, Girolf, Rise, Framework, Misclick, Yami no Kami, and Hung Nguyen. So a couple of new people on the list. Thank you so much for supporting us. We do have a bunch of Patreon exclusive releases. So we did just put out the CP02 Overnight guide. So if you guys are interested in that. Apart from that, we do also have one of our Patreon supporters actually is writing a guide for Core Idolmaster, and we'll be publishing that on the site. So thank you very much to him for volunteering his time. That'll be free for everyone to view. So I think that's pretty much it for this time. Thank you all so much, as always, for supporting Shadowverse Evolve Master, and I will see you guys next time, and good luck for those of you that do have major tournaments on this expansion. See you.